Hello again. How many in your class are going into office work? Last year, over 90,000 girls, and many boys as well, went into some forms of clerical or secretarial work. Or think of it this way. 1 girl in every 3 will find herself working in an office. So what's it like when you first start? Well, let's go to a typical office in Scotland to find out. This is Aberdeen, a busy port and a large city. And here we meet 3 girls who left school when they were 15 and started work together as office juniors in a local firm. Valerie, Lorna and Anne.
Did you get that record? Yes, I've played it all weekend.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Work starts at 8:30 every morning and you're expected to be punctual. The firm provides the overalls, but you don't have to wear them. This is where they work. It looks a bit of a jungle at first, but you soon get to know your way around. In Scotland, office juniors are sometimes called trotters. Valerie spends most of her time trotting between desks. Valerie and Anne are sending out the bills. They're called invoices in an office. With so many to do, you've got to work systematically. There's a copy for every invoice and every letter which the firm sends out to customers, and this is kept carefully. Valerie spends a lot of her day carrying these copies to the right place. They're put away in strict alphabetical order, so they're easy to find quickly if needed. I expect you know this is called filing, and Kathy, who's 16, is a filing clerk. When she first came to the office, she worked as a junior like Valerie, and because she's conscientious and careful, she's been given this sort of work. This is an adding machine. Every number has a button, so you type out the number to be added up, press a slide, and the answer comes up. It sounds easy, but the machine only gets it right if you give it the right figures. Here again, accuracy is the keynote. If you're not prepared to be careful and conscientious all the time, then you're wasting both their time and yours. There are several kinds of adding machine. Kathleen's is electric, and Valerie is keen to try it out, although of course she won't be allowed to work one yet. And this brings me to another point. Some of you may have learned to type or to use an adding machine at school. But if you're not asked to do so when you first arrive, don't be disappointed. Everybody has to do some of the duller work first. With practice, you can work these machines much faster. Copy typing. Most girls don't remain copy typists for long. 16-year-old Heather can already type quite fast. Her next step up is to become a shorthand typist, which of course is more difficult but better paid. She's already started learning shorthand, and she goes to evening classes to improve her speeds. When you're typing checks, you've got to be accurate. No firm can afford to make mistakes over money.
You've dropped one, darling.
No firm can afford to throw it around either. 10 minutes for tea. There's not much time to gossip in an office, so the morning break is a chance to chat. Most big firms run good canteens, and they're cheap too. A meal often costs only half as much as it would outside. Sheena is 17, and she works a larger calculating machine which types out the bill and adds it up at the same time. Many firms have girls working machines like these. Meanwhile, Valerie is still trotting around collecting the post. Jean works an analysis machine. It's the most complicated machine in the office. She's only 19. 4 years ago, she was just a junior like Valerie. Now she's highly skilled and well paid. Lorna is working a letter stamping machine. Saves wasting time licking stamps. What about bookkeeping? Well, machines haven't taken over completely yet, and there are plenty of opportunities for those who can write neatly and accurately. And handwriting is important. If others can't read your handwriting, expensive mistakes can occur. Barbara is entering up customers' names and payments in the cash book.
Messrs. A and H are Adam, £154 and twopence. Messrs. J and G. A. Allen, £50, 5 shillings and 9 pence. W. and Stephen, £49, 8 shillings and 5 pence.
While Valerie calls out the cheques, Lorna ticks them off the list and matches them up with the right certificates.
Messrs. Young and Noble, £50, 4 shillings and 11 pence.
She clips them together and passes them to Anne. Anne folds them carefully and puts them into an envelope. Think it over. Would you like this sort of work?
Dear Aubrey, £50, 17 shillings and 10 pence.
When you're an office junior, you spend most of the day on your feet. It can be pretty exhausting at first, but you get used to it. Three days a week, Valerie, Lorna and Anne all go on to evening classes to learn typing. If you intend to get on, you've got to study. Now, some firms allow you to attend a technical college 1 day a week to learn commercial subjects. You've probably heard this referred to as day release classes.
Come on, let's go.
Stop typing, everybody. There are too many mistakes happening. Let's try this first exercise on the board and see if that'll help us. 3 lines, the first finger only in each hand. Ready? F, R, F, B, F, space, J, U, J, Y, space. Right. Right, stop again, girls. Valerie's made a very common mistake here. She's done what we call over-typing. That is, she's hit a wrong key and has gone back and put the right letter over it. Don't do that. If you make a mistake, leave it alone and carry on. All right, then, on you go. All right, stop typing, girls. That's much better. Now we'll go back to the rhythm typing. Begin with line 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Typing speeds depend partly on how good a sense of rhythm you've got. If you like jiving, you'll find it helps. Evening classes end quite early and some go on to dance afterwards. Stepping onto the floor now is Frances. She's 17 and she works at a different firm from the others. She's secretary to a general sales manager. And at her age, she wouldn't have got such a good job without excellent shorthand and typing speeds. Good typing needs equally exact timing. Nine o'clock the morning after. Time to open up the filing cabinet and start the day's work. Although her boss hasn't arrived yet, Frances has plenty to do. She has to open and sort the mail, take down phone messages from the salesman, and sometimes take an urgent order for the bakery. Nobody tells Frances what to do anymore. She has to get on with it by herself.
Good morning, sales office. Can I help you? Yes, certainly. Could you give me the details, please? How many dozen? Thank you. How soon would you like the order? Tonight? Well, it's rather short notice, but I'm sure we can manage it. Goodbye, Mrs. Thompson. Thank you.
As a sales manager, Mr. Lamont has to spend a lot of time away from his office.
Good morning, Francis. It's cold this morning, isn't it?
It is cold today.
I shall be going north this morning, Francis. Have you anything for me?
No, just your mail and one telephone message.
Who's that from?
And Mrs. Thompson phoned through an urgent message for a children's party tonight.
She hasn't given us very much notice, has she?
No, she hasn't. Here's the mail.
Thank you very much, Francis.
Francis has already sorted the mail for him.
These are the orders, Francis. Send them down to the mail order department for me, will you, please? General correspondence. These are all quite straightforward. You'll perhaps reply to these for me, will you?
Yes.
Good. This one will require a phone call. Yes, you best take a letter for this. This is, you'll find their name and address on, it's Bournemouth. Dear Mr. Thurston, thank you so much for your letter, which arrived this morning, confirming receipt of the final consignment. Whilst we take every care to ensure that orders are delivered on time, we were rather anxious on this occasion, for the delay seemed rather excessive.
How did she get this job? Let's go back 2 years, when Francis left school and went straight on to the local commercial college.
For some considerable time. And we put it all together. For some considerable time. And the bell is halved for the tea in time. Now, I shall dictate that at 60 words a minute. Are you ready, girls? Now. Messrs. Smith and Jones, Empire Buildings, Manchester. Dear sirs, I have recently purchased a house.
You've all typed from a straightforward tape. Today you're going to type a letter, and you all know how to set out a letter. You begin with today's date. Go ahead and type what you hear.
Well, girls, as you know, the way you answer the telephone is very important in business, and your speech must be very good and very clear. Now, this afternoon, we're going to have some further practice in answering the phone in a lot of different circumstances. We'll start off with Francis. Will you answer the phone to an irate and angry customer? Now, I'll go over to the telephone booth and be that angry customer. Hello. Is that Johnson's the coal merchants?
Yes?
Well, I ordered coal last Friday and it hasn't arrived yet. I want to know why.
But,
It's not good enough. You promising coal and then not delivering it. I have a good mind to cancel my order. In fact, if it's not here by this afternoon, you can consider it cancelled. It was ordered last week and promised on Tuesday. It's now Friday, and there's still no sign of it. I expect my orders to be dealt with as they are sent.
but,
No, I don't want any excuses. I want my coal. Can you get me it right by this afternoon? If not, you can consider it cancelled. Well, now, you all saw what happened then. Francis didn't get a chance to get a word in edgeways. Now, if you get an angry customer, remember you must apologize first, and then try and get the details of the order, the name and address of the person who's phoning, and the details. Now, we'll try it again, shall we, Francis? Is that Johnson, the coal merchants?
yes, can I help you?
Well, I ordered coal last week and it hasn't arrived. I want to know why.
I'm very sorry for this. I don't understand what can have happened. But if you will let me know the details of the order, your name and address, I will look into the matter and phone you back as soon as possible.
It's Mrs. Brown, 84 Snow Lane.
An efficient secretary must have a good telephone manner. Mrs. Brown won't be the only difficult customer she's got to deal with. Remember that Mr. Lamont expects Frances to get the work finished however many interruptions there are.
Hello, Mrs. Thompson. Yes, your order's ready. Oh, I'll tell them to order an extra dozen cakes for you. The van will be going out any moment now.
And here's Mr. Lamont back again. What happened in his absence?
Are these all the letters, Frances?
Yes.
Good. Anything happened while I was away today?
Mrs. Thompson phoned through an amendment, which I passed on to the bakery.
Good, that's fine. And the order's been dispatched, has it?
Yes, it's gone out now.
That's fine. You handled that very well, Frances. Very well. Fine. Good, Frances. Right, once the meal's away tonight, you can go.
Thank you.
Right.
A sales manager often works late. If you want the sort of job Frances has, you must be ready to put work first, even if you have got a date. But tonight, it's all right.
Good night, Mr. Lamont.
Of course, it would be quite wrong to think that every girl becomes a private secretary. Frances was lucky. She was lucky to be working for a firm that was prepared to give her considerable responsibility when she was only 17. Now, in other firms, you might have to wait until you were at least 21 before getting that sort of work. Now, remember that a good secretary has to have good typing and shorthand speeds, and to reach these speeds requires a lot of hard work. And, of course, other qualities are very important as well: charm, tact, common sense. But let's get back to what happens when you leave school. Let's assume that with the help of your local youth employment officer, you've been accepted as an office junior in a medium-sized firm. You can't remain an office junior for long. You may have to choose between working in the office machinery section, the bookkeeping department, or the secretarial side. A good copy typist can go on to join a shorthand typing pool when she's more experienced. But unless you're prepared to attend evening classes regularly, you won't become a good shorthand typist. Frances chose a faster method. When she left school, she applied for a grant from her local education authority, and she spent over a year at her local commercial college. When she left, she already held good shorthand typing certificates. If you start in the office machinery section, you'll begin on a simple adding machine. With experience, you can then transfer to the more complicated machines. If you choose bookkeeping, you'll also need extra training at evening classes. Better still, some firms will permit you to spend a day a week at technical college. You'll probably have heard of this as day release classes. Simple bookkeeping leads to more advanced work. And what about wages? These vary a lot, but here's what the civil service pays. At 16, a clerical assistant gets £5 2 and sixpence. At 18, a typist gets £6 4 and sixpence a week. And a shorthand typist, £6 15. Many firms double these figures. Good personal secretaries in their early 20s should earn £15 a week or more. So that's the picture. Few jobs offer better prospects, and your local youth employment officer will be able to tell you about the vacancies in your area. Goodbye.